The goal here on the Alabama Football Report is to hit 20K subscribers by A-Day. We are 3,636. What are the odds of that? Away from getting to that figure. You'll get free Alabama football videos all off-season long, so don't miss out. Hit that sub button right now. Junior Day is coming up here for Alabama. 9 more recruits added to the Junior Day list. In total, 4 now, knowing I wouldn't be shocked if more ended up attending here. It would be 16 total players coming for the rescheduled and delayed A-Day because if you didn't hear, Nick Saban left and Kalen DeBoer is the new head coach. Let's break down these recruits here. First up is Anthony Rogers at IMG Academy. Number 65 overall. He's a 4-star recruit. Number 4 back in the class. Again, for now, improved 24/7 Sports Composite. Everything changes seemingly daily on these rankings. Number 9 player from the state of Florida. Next up here is Derek Smith, who is the number 69 overall recruit. Please type nice in the comments section. Number 8 wide receiver. He's from Alabama, by the way, Southside High School. He's the number 8 ranked recruit in the state. Travis Smith is next up here. 196 overall. Still kind of nice. Number 25 ranked receiver. He's number 27 player in the state of Georgia, which seems fairly impactful. Now, will you be going to A-Day on April 13th? We will have coverage of it for you guys, so you can be subscribed no matter what. But are you going to go? Y for yes, N for no. Abdul Sanders, this is one of the lower-ranked recruits here, 3-star, number 423 overall, the number 46 linebacker at a Saturday High School out in California, 36th ranked player in the state. I believe it's pronounced Mal Waldrep. It's high school recruiting profiles. I don't get enough information on those. 447 overall, also from the state of Alabama. He's the 39th ranked tackle in the class. This does kind of continue the trend that we've noticed of late in smaller offensive linemen. For what is going to be a more finesse offense under Kalen DeBoer, I'm okay going smaller offensive linemen. They don't have to be the 350-pound hulking humans who you sometimes need to have cut some weight once they get to the program. Saban often recruited some of these bigger guys, and normally if you go with smaller guys, they add mass anyway in college because they get to a real weight room that's not a high school level weight room. It makes things significantly better from that perspective. And still, they weren't confident on third and short to run the ball anyway. So maybe building better pass protecting offensive linemen in the current meta for college football makes sense. You know, Waldrep is 6'5", 295. Parker Brailsford's listed at like 6'2", 265. I think he's more in the 280s, but still, that's still on the lighter side. So what is your current confidence level in the new offensive line coach, Scott Huff? I think it should be pretty high. His team just won the Joe Moore Award last year for the best offensive line in college football. It's the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Scale it from 1 to 10. Now, there is unranked wide receiver Edward Coleman, who will also be attending Alabama's Junior Day. And when you're at this stage of the process, sometimes the services out there just miss on guys. Because the other notable offers for Coleman, among his 20, are Arkansas, Florida State, Georgia, Ohio State, South Carolina, Tennessee. I don't know about you guys, but I see a junior or when I see those offers, I think 4-star or 5-star. Now, as they should, or shouldn't, I guess, the services don't rank guys they haven't seen yet. So that makes sense. You don't want to just hand out stars and then look really dumb and drop them down from a 5 to a 3, which happens occasionally still. So don't fall into the stars trap early on. Trust that your team, especially when you're a power program like Bama, is making the right decisions in terms of who to have interest in an offer, and know the stars will eventually catch up because the media types, myself included, us here at Alabama Football included, always playing catch up behind the guys whose lives depend on their jobs being done properly. Now, today's show is made possible by Prize Picks. You go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS, and you get a first deposit match up to $100. The college football Prize Picks options, can't do them anymore. NFL has just the Super Bowl. NBA's out there too. You can also do college basketball. And producer Chris, 2-2 on his prize picks, especially with the flex play option. Although one was a power play you did get right too. So here's his prize picks, I should say, for the Georgia game coming up later tonight on Wednesday. Latrell Wrightsell Jr., more than 2.5 3-pointers made. Mark Sears, who's been really good this year, more than 28.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And Rylan Griffin, more than 11.5 points. Last time we did this, you went with if I recall correctly, Chris, you went with the points, rebounds, and assists for him, and he got just with the points alone. So I like that pick. Flex play is the way to go, by the way. Just got to get 2 out of 3 right. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Links in the comments and the description of today's show. All right, back to these recruits here. Jarquez Carter, a 4-star defensive lineman, 318 overall. Of note, he had been offered by Kalen DeBoer at Washington. So there is some connection there. Also, much less travel for him if he wants to go here instead of at Washington in the end. Also attending Junior Day is a 2026 recruit, and don't you feel old now, Nasir McCoy, the Buford, Georgia safety. I will make note the 24/7 composite has rankings for 79 prospects total, so very small grouping there, but the offers, again, really stand out. Arkansas, Georgia, Auburn, Kentucky, LSU, Miami, Michigan, Oregon, Texas, Tennessee among 14 early scholarship offers. Again, I see that list, I go, that's a 4 or a 5-star. Pretty clearly to me. All right, Bryce Perry Wrights is next up here. Here's one of those 2026 recruits that's ranked 5-star, 28th overall, also from Georgia, the number 5 defensive lineman in the class. The early recruiting process is getting going for Alabama for this 2025 and 2026 grouping. It's a big day coming up for this new staff led by head coach Kalen DeBoer. Recruiting is the future, draft is the past for Alabama, but it is still worth discussing. So NFL Network's Daniel Jeremiah dropped a 2024 NFL Draft Top 50 big board. 5 Alabama players cracking the list. It's the 5 you probably would have guessed were on there, but probably not in the order that you or I was expecting. Terrion Arnold is DJ's number 6th ranked player. Yeah, super high for him. Dallas Turner's 10, J.C. Latham's 13. That all makes sense. We'll come back to Kool-Aid McKinstry being 36, by the way. Chris Braswell, 46. So super high on Arnold, even higher than, frankly, I am. Braswell, Latham, Turner, all makes sense to me. There has been a trend of late for Kool-Aid McKinstry to not be as highly ranked. I think there are some, I know there are concerns about his speed, but I feel like we're kind of just overthinking it a little bit. DJ is the number 6 quarterback prospect. That could very well end up being right, but I think this is a first-round player. I think when you have 2 great corner prospects in Kool-Aid McKinstry and Terrion Arnold, and one of them gets targeted more frequently, shouldn't that tell you a lot about the other guy? That teams did not want to throw in the direction of Kool-Aid McKinstry? Like, that is a significant concern. Like, that is not a great, like, that's a good thing, right? Like, I think sometimes the coaches know more than us, right? They did not want to go at Kool-Aid McKinstry. That seems viable. So will Kool-Aid go in round 1? 1 for yes, 0 for no. Get those predictions in for me in the comments section.